Say we live. I'm gonna check it real quick. Okay, we good. All right. Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe it on the gospel. And there's a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. And again, the Lord blessing us with another opportunity to come back with another Thursday live to update on the current news that's going on. And which in this lesson, it shouldn't be that long for this one. You know, which is a lot going on. A lot of these same events that's been taking place these last couple of weeks, they still going on. You know, you still got nations gathering themselves over there in the east, in the Red Sea, as prophecy say, you know, in the valley of Jehoshaphat to get ready to go to war. So you still got a lot of things happening. The MOTB nation still working on that CBDC, getting ready to make their economy go digital here in the 2024, the new year, right? So a lot is still happening, and even in the news, you know, they still focus on you know, Israel with Gaza, you know, Ukraine, you know, Russia. Still gathering nations unto themselves. So the point is, a lot of things that's written in prophecy are still taking place, man, as we speak. So don't never think the Lord is taking days off, or it's not a lot that's happening. It's always something to talk about. There's always something to be updated on, man. You know, not today we ain't got much. As you see, it says Thursday live, Arctic blast, global cooling event. You know, it got some cold weather coming, in which they talking about this cold weather. You know, it might knock out some electricity. You know, just like it did a couple years ago here in Texas. So that's one thing. You know, we'll just kind of roll through the spirit, various topics here and there, whatever else the Lord got to add on. You know, but again, there's many things going on, so keep our head on the swivel, and this might be the time. Matter of fact, I'll get a quick precept, and then you know, whatever you guys are calling. But as the scriptures say, let me see, peace and safety. As the elder Tazapah said before the lesson started, because we mentioned how it's like, you know, in the news, there's a lot of miscellaneous stuff here and there. The same thing they've been talking about for weeks, but maybe it's the time that something about to happen. You know, maybe something about to happen here soon, man. That's why there ain't nothing really to talk about no more, because we talked about it. Not just us on a Thursday live, but the apostles, the elders, the bishops, brothers, these whistleblowers. It's been talked about. Everything been laid out. The plans that the least got, the plans of the Lord been laid out. What else is there to talk about? These things got to take place. But I'm gonna snag this real quick. Is 1 Thessalonians 5:1. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so come up as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety," right? When they stop giving a warning, or everything will be fixed, you know, we're in election year. So a lot of people got the mindset of all they got to do is just vote for the right person, and then everything will be all good, you know, or just get Biden out of office. Everything will be all good. So then that mindset of what's coming is peace and safety. 2024 is a new year, a refreshing. But no, everything about to get worse. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." And we definitely in that time where destruction about to come. People think it's cool, you know, it's the start of the new year. Man, knowing the Lord, things gonna happen quickly, as the scriptures say, without warning. And we definitely in that time. You know, but you got it, Elder Tazapah. You on mute it, say you on mute. Shalom to all Akim Akwat on the comment, boy, who may be tuning in. Y'all, but she shot a thumb. But yeah, you good now. Yep, you good.
Yeah. Shalom, everybody. Right. So right now, what's going on is it seems like there's something big is about to go down. A lot of people is saying it ain't just Great Millstone. It's people that are well researched, people with intel, people who like Gerald Salente who follow trends, and then they all prophesying doom. Now they're prophesying doom. All right, which that's what we do at Great Millstone. We prophesy doom because and it's not the doom to or it's not doom for the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's doom for our enemies. And that's a good thing when you on the right side of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah. But if you join into these heathens, and especially these Edomites, then that doom is going to be on your ass as well. But right, you have to understand that if there is no doom, we can't come up. If this present system today does not go down, is not taken down, then we can't never come up. Because under this current system, we are oppressed. Under this current system, we're at the bottom. All right, and we that's at the bottom are the men of Israel. Again, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, now is our time for us to come up. And I go here real quick because we did mention we are in the time of judgment. All right, the Most High said judgment was going to begin at His house first. Okay, but before we get into that, we're going to read the judgment of the system and those who run this system. Okay, now I'm here in Lamentation chapter 4, and this is verse 21. If I get this, these pages stick together, so Salakia. This is Lamentation 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Now, Edom figures prominently in end time prophecy because Esau is the end of the world, meaning he would be in the rulership seat at the time of the destruction and the great judgment. All right, Esau be in the rulership seat. All right, so he's a head figure right now, up there next to Jacob or underneath Jacob. All right, so even though we at the bottom, spiritually, any category you can name, we're above these devils, the Edomites. So it says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. And that cup is the cup of the Most High's indignation. All right. The cup of the wrath of the fury, the wrath and fury of the Most High. All right. So it says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Because right now we got the cup. But what's happening right now? It's a handoff. All right. We handing the cup to Esau, Edom. He trying to slap it away, but he's not. Because the Most High gonna do him just like they did our ancestors on that slave ship. He's gonna force that cup down their throat. And this is what's taking place in the world. You're watching a transition, a spiritual transition take place. All right, one which the realms of power, all right, is being passed on from the wicked, Esau, Edom, unto the righteous. All right, the remnant and elect of Jacob, the children of Israel. All right, so it says, the cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken. All right, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. All right, which is us, the Israelites. So here it's saying the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, even though we're still in Babylon, even though we're still catching hell. All right, what you have to realize is even though we catching hell, when the Lord is with you, I mean, you winning. See, we got to go through, faith has to have its course, and we're in the season of faith right now. So faith doesn't count for anything when everything goes your way. That's what Satan told the Most High. He said, well, when in the book of Job, he said, yeah, Job's still living good though. You gave him some balls, but he still got food to eat, house over his head. He still got land, cattle, and this and that. He said, touch his things, and see, don't he curse you to your face. But the moral of this, the point that I'm making, Job had to exhibit faith in the Most High, and that's exactly what he did. The same thing that's going for us in these last days. All right. When everything is all good, there really is no need for faith. But when the chips are down, you're getting your ass kicked. All right. You don't know where your next meal coming from. You don't even know if you get up to get dressed to go to work, the doors may be closed. Ecclesiastes 12. Doors might be closed because they did them people. Who was that? Tesla? Well, they a bunch of people showed up for work, and they told them that same day there's no more work. All y'all motherfuckers can go home. But anyway, the point I was making is that when you can call on Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, in the midst of getting your ass kicked, you waiting patiently. Zephaniah 3:8, wait ye upon me, said the Lord. And that's where we at right now. The Lord wants to see faith in the earth. So it may appear that we're under the curses, but no, we're really not. We're under faith. All right. And faith has to be tested for one to know that it is faith. So it says here, Lamentations 4:22, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. All right. So this hasn't happened yet because we yet this day in our captivity. All right. So this is soon to come. The Lord will no more carry us away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. And what does that spell out? Judgment. All right. Like the wicked bitch said out at camp, what that was 08, maybe 07, late 07. You're a slut. And she kept saying judgment. That's what this is, judgment. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And what's happening, as the brother was explaining, you see a recycling of the same headlines. The Israel, Gaza, Palestinian, Gaza skirmish dominates the news headlines. All right. They just keep the same shit in circulation. But we know behind the scenes there's so much more going on. But this devil don't want you to see that he's being judged. Shit ain't going right for him. All right? Israel ain't going right. They thought the whole world was going to be on their side. And at first, it was because people believed a lie. Oh, Hamas attacked, these innocent Israelis at the beach, whatever. And so, collectively, the world got behind them and said, yeah, that ain't right. That ain't right. But then Israel's response to that caused everybody to back up and say, like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. And they thought they was going to have the people's energy behind them, and it's not. Why? Because he's being judged. The Lord said he was going to put this man in straits. He would be confounded. And this is where he is. The shit in Ukraine is not going how they planned it, how they expected it to go. But I don't know how they expected it to go. You're going up against the mightiest military on the planet. All right. If America wasn't into that, the destruction, if America wasn't under destruction, You know, at one point, America was the mightiest military, but now I give it. It's out of China and Russia. I give it to Russia because Russia has the most high-tech missiles. Well, missiles, but military technology. All right. Yeah, you know the Moabites ain't creating this shit. We know where this shit, the hypersonic missiles and all that is coming from Teman, one of the tribes of Esau Edom. That's not, even though, yeah, China has some hypersonic missiles, but China ain't come up with that technology. But anyway, I'm gonna turn it over to you, brother. You know, just know that, you know, we gonna have to start being, we gonna have to start digging more, because you see the censorship is up, and they, as the brother said, they're just recycling the same news headlines a lot of the time. But go ahead,
Okay. So what happened to it? Like we had said, you know, this one shouldn't be that long. But one thing we want to touch on that, you know, that's been in the news the last couple of days, which is ain't really been out there, and it's kind of one of those things. If it happened, cool. If it don't happen, cool. But we gonna update on it though. Like it's saying Ciroc, you know, roughly paraphrasing, be not ignorant of anything small or great. Right now, what's been, you know, circulating is this Arctic Blast global cooling event, is what they've been calling it. It says to strike American Midwest in coming days. And this article was put out today. Now, this from Natural News. It says temperatures to plummet 78 degrees below normal. Right now, I read, you know, kind of pull excerpts from a couple articles. You got one from Reuters, and also I read this one from 106thebuzz.com. As you see, ERCOT, which is the power grid here in Texas, it says warns Texas of blackouts this January. You know, so again, you know that winter storm hit Texas 2021, put a lot of people in hard times. That blackout came for 3 or 4 days. You know, no heat, no nothing. You know, a lot of people they shared we was here. A lot of people were struggling, going through it. But they saying those type of events could come back. But really, you know, they use the saying of biblical proportions. A lot of these things we have been seeing have been of biblical proportions. None that they update on have been little news, man. It's been crazy events that only happen a couple thousand years that's been happening with the sun and the moon. And out of nowhere, back to back, you've been having record temperatures for whatever season it is. When it was hot, you had record temperatures for heat. So much so it was heating the oceans up to 100 plus degrees. People couldn't even get in. You know, now that the winter around, they talking about record breaking winter temperatures, man, freezing people out once again. So again, everything that the Lord doing, going to the next step. Now we're gonna hop into this, and again, whether it happen or whether it don't, we just gonna update on it. You know, so for us out there, you know, who know these things, ain't nothing wrong with, you know, go and get you a couple of, you know, things to stock up on, you know, food, get some food ready, a flashlight, whatever it may be. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's using wisdom. You know, just like Joseph, he stocked up. You know, he told Pharaoh to plan to stock up before the famine hit in Egypt. But the difference between us and these people, we don't put our end all be all, you know, in these things, man. You know, but so let's hop into it. It says, so this from naturalnews.com. Put out today, it says Arctic Blast global cooling event to strike American Midwest in coming days. Temperatures to plummet 78 degrees below normal. It says a major global cooling event is about to sweep the United States, with meteorologists expecting temperatures to plunge to negative 50 degrees in some parts of the West and Midwest. A so-called polar vortex or Arctic blast will reportedly roll down from Alaska and the far north into the Pacific Northwest in the coming days. It will then move on down to the central and Midwest portions of the country over the following 5 to 10 days, according to meteorologist Ryan Mayu. Mau. It says the National Weather Services, NWS, Climate Prediction Center says that the cold blast will really make its presence known late next week. So they're looking forward to come late next week. I seen some things like it could be as soon as this weekend, Saturday night, Sunday, going into Monday morning, so on and so forth. Right, moving on to like January 20th or so. But it says Climate Prediction Center says that the cold blast will really make its presence known late next week, bringing with it temperatures that in some areas will be a full 78 degrees lower than normal for this time of year. It says an ongoing stratospheric warming event over the North Pole is taking the blame for this threat, as it is displacing the polar vortex and sending, come on, man. It says and sending all the cold air down into the lower 48 states. Some areas will receive freezing rain, while others will get dumped with lots of snow. One silver lining is a forming ridge in the southeast that could end up containing the cold air to the western half of the United States and Canada. And again, just because we read things too about what is air and temperature, snow, rain, we can't think that's, as they would say, Mother Nature. Remember, all these things are done by the Most High, man. What it is dealing with the elements. Remember, Yahweh Shah stopped the elements. The disciples had to say, what manner of man is this? But according to the scriptures, that's also a way the Heavenly Father bring his judgments by way of dealing with the weather, man. So him about to freeze people out, and Lord willing, these things do happen. That it do be a freeze, lights do go out. We need these things to happen, man. You see? But it says if the Arctic blast arrives as planned, it could be comparable to the cold weather disaster of Storm Uri in February 2021 that left more than 4 million Texans without electricity or heat for a record 70.5 hours. In that storm, a shocking 365 generators were knocked offline, leaving much of Texas with no power because the Lone Star State is ill-equipped for such events. And it says it ended up being one of the worst disasters in state's history. Described as the greatest. You got something, Zaquan?
No, you good, brother.
Okay, Con. It says described as the greatest forced blackout event in the U.S. history. And again, what's one of the things that we've been updating on for the past couple weeks or months was those blackouts coming. Remember, all they need is events to make these things happen. A freeze coming, a turning off power grids, generators. That's an easy way to usher in a blackout, man. To have these people begging for government assistance, looking for the government help. If you ain't got heat, just suffering. But it says the Texas disaster highlighted the need for more robust grid management systems all across the country. Now it goes into some temperatures in certain parts, and even New York, but certain parts is gonna be. I'm gonna throw all this in the chat. Certain parts is gonna be across America, but I hit this one real quick because this one say the same. Now this from Reuters.com. This from January 9th, 2 days ago. It says massive winter storm batters the U.S. and knocks out power ahead of the brutal freeze. So look, it's already happening. Power already going out in certain places even before it hit. I want to get this real quick because I had mentioned how the Lord he showed judgments even by using the weather, man. Real quick, this Isaiah 29:6. It says, "Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh," and when the Lord visit, he visited for a reason, man. In his judgment, like what it is, Psalms 9, I believe it says the Most High is known by the judgment which he bringeth. Starving people out, people freezing to death, that's a harsh judgment. But it says Isaiah 29:6, it says, "Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and with great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire." So different ways or weather patterns that can be used from the Most High to be issued out to judge people on earth, man. And tempest, look, horrible storms. And what usually comes with the storm, the cold, right? Snow, blizzards, winds, so on and so forth. Well, all these things are used by the Lord. And again, we know blackouts go come eventually. Maybe this is what he want to do to bring in those blackouts. The point is, we watching for all these things. Whether it happen, whether it don't happen, these are one of the things that's set to take place. The Lord letting us know ahead of time. But I continue. I read an excerpt from this. It wasn't that much more up in here.
Can you bring that headline one more time?
Con, you got it. This one?
Yeah, read that one. I'm gonna bring out Isaiah 14:12.
Con. This from Reuters.com.
Con.
Reuters.com, it says, a massive winter storm batters the U.S. and knocks out power ahead of brutal freeze.
All right, so that don't even make sense. Yeah, okay, you got a massive winter storm, but you got to have a grid updated. Really, it shouldn't even need updating. Just to show you how base, because we're dealing with the bases of men, talking about Esau. They know how free energy works. They can give us free energy. We don't need this. You look outside, goddamn wires on wooden poles. That shit go back over 100 years. And so you telling me, y'all got electric cars, self-driving cars, but we still got this 100-year-old electricity grid. But see, this is because America was designed to fail. And the elites knew it, but it's just we know it. But you people, you simple-minded Mark Mains out here in America, y'all don't know it. America was raised up to be destroyed.
Right.
All right. So, yeah, they're not gonna build nothing to last, and now everything is falling apart. If a storm can knock out power that you got millions of people depending on, that's not good. You think we're gonna? Well, for one, we ain't gonna have storms like that in our kingdom. Even the weather would be at peace with us. See, the weather don't like Esau because he's wicked. He fucking up the atmosphere. He's putting holes in the ozone, and he's creating all these storms. I ain't talking about with heart. Yeah, they got heart, but the shit that he's doing in the earth is creating a lot of this chaos. But there's no way. I don't care how massive a storm it is. I know how electricity works. Cold don't stop and wind don't stop electricity. But when you got an out-of-date, shitty-ass electrical delivery system, that's a different story. But see, this is what the Lord had to say, Isaiah 14:11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. All right. And who are we talking about here? Again, Esau, Edom, his pomp or his pride, his arrogancy. It says, is brought down to the grave. And the noise of thy bowels, it says, the worm is spread under thee. All right. So that means this whole place is eroding, corroding, falling apart. All right. The worm represents decay, death. All right. And you look at the infrastructure of America, it's dying. From the electrical grid to the traffic, conduits, the highways, byways, interstates. Don't forget, what was that? I-35 in Minneapolis? The whole big ass section of I-35, which was an overpass, collapsed. This was some years back. But this is the Most High spreading the worm under this place. Who's gonna get caught up by that? The wicked. The Lord's gonna preserve his saints. All right, but it says again, Isaiah 14:11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy bowels, the worm is spread under thee. So the Lord is bringing decay, ruin, destruction to America's infrastructure on every level. Pipes, all right, water conduits, water mains constantly breaking. They had one here on my street, and water was gushing about this man's front yard for over a month. I got brothers that know that came through here and saw it. Water was just gushing up out the ground for months. See, we in the time of judgment. And you still in the mindset of trying to make Babylon work for you. All you got is destruction waiting on you. All right. So verse 12 says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Right. The Most High is bringing them down. Most High is destroying this man's kingdom, spreading the worm under this place, decay and rot everywhere you look. Potholes, you wear your tires and your shocks out, trying to duck and dodge potholes. But right, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? This Lucifer is Esau, Edom. Lucifer only means light bearer. All right, going back to the Greek Eosporus, which means the bearer of the light. Eos goes back to light, and Eos is to bear, force is light, if I remember correctly. I know in the Latin, well, Lucifer is Latin, which goes back to lux. Lux goes back to lux, meaning light, and then fair is to carry, like a ferry. You ride a ferry, the ferry carries you over the water. So this Lucifer is not talking about Satan, all right? It's talking about Esau, Edom, son of the morning. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? All right. So this is what we're seeing in America, and this is what they call predictive programming. They've been playing it on the news, on the radio. The brother reading an article about it. They prepare you so that, as the brother stated, if it does happen, it's already in your mind. You're not thinking twice. Oh, well, the winter storm knocked out the electricity. Oh, for real? Okay, well, be simple and naive. But the people that's running this place, they despise you all and want you all dead. And that's why they took down the Georgia Guidestones, because they didn't want you to see when they started implementing that plan to maintain humanity under 500 million. They didn't want you reminded of that with them Georgia Guidestones. And they hoping you forget. But the prophet's going to keep it on your mind. Go ahead, brother.
I got it real quick and to back you up. Just going inside the foundations of America being smitten. Real quick, this is 2 Ezra 15, and I get straight to the point, verse 11. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt with plagues it says as before. And it's talking about the new Egypt, Revelation 11 and 8, that spiritual Egypt, that great city. That's America, man. Babylon are great. It says, I will smite Egypt with plagues as before, to show you it's a new Egypt, and will destroy all the land thereof. What is the point? It says, and Egypt shall mourn, America shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation, man. These different weather patterns, man. The different signs and events is coming from the heavens. That's what we seeing. That's why now they saying what? Of biblical proportion. Because what is happening is listed in the Bible to happen, man. A lot of these events, a lot of people die, just like many people died in the Bible. The Lord taking it to that level. You see, now I seen a brother BA had a precept real quick. I'll grab it.
Con, I was gonna read that a second. Which one you getting?
That Psalms. Yeah, Psalms 147.
Okay.
I get two. This Sirach 5:15. It says, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small." So this may seem like a simple matter, you know. Oh, let's go get cold next week. But again, what if it do freeze? You see, this is the one I wanted. Psalms 147:16. It says, "He giveth snow like wool, he scattereth the hoarfrost like ashes," talking about the Most High. "He casteth forth his ice like morsels, and who can stand before his cold," man. So if the Lord really want to freeze this place out, look, fire and water ain't the only thing that he can use, man. It could be a cold as well. You see? And that's one of the things we've been talking about. Shit, when the freeze came in 2021, a lot of people died by freezing. Well,
Yeah, a
that's
lot
what
of
it
people.
says. Psalms. You got it.
Real quick, you had grown men crying on TikTok. That's how bad it got. Grown men was crying, you know. But go ahead, Doc.
Right. It says Psalms 147:17. He casteth forth his ice like morsels, and who can stand before his cold, man? So if the Most High really wanted to use freezing weather as a judgment, guess what? That's easy work for him, man. Easy work, you know. But that's pretty much it on that. I read one more excerpt in this article right here, and that's pretty much it. So this from Reuters.com again. It says massive winter storm batters the U.S. and knocks out power ahead of a brutal freeze. It says on January 9th, a massive winter storm moving across the eastern half of the U.S. on Tuesday. Now, seeing this article, it says the West and Middle America, and the one that came a couple of days ago, what they said, this is the East. So all America is being hit, really. It says a massive winter storm across the eastern half of the U.S. on Tuesday knocked out power to about 811,000 homes and businesses in 12 states ahead of a brutal freeze expected to blanket the region starting this weekend. It says the hardest hit states so far: New York, Pennsylvania, each with about 182,000 power outages. New Jersey, 127,000, according to data from poweroutage.us. It says, read this: extreme weather is a reminder of the February freeze in 2021 that left millions in Texas and other U.S. central states without power, water, and heat for days. In a winter storm in December 2022, known as Elliott, in the energy industry, that also caused the collapse of power and natural gas system in parts of the eastern half of the country. It says the storm is coming ahead. The storm is coming ahead of what will likely be the nation's coldest December or coldest weather since December 2022, according to data from financial firm LSEG. So they said this will be another time like it, man. Now, real quick, I highlight this. As you see, ERCOT, which is Texas Power Grid, they put out on January 5th. Now they just be throwing out warnings randomly before things happen. It says ERCOT warns Texas of blackouts this January, not 2024, not this year. They said this January. This January, man. So again, this freeze that we're talking about very well could be something. It says in Texas, there's a chance that the power grid might have some powers this winter, according to this article. The people who take care of the power grid, called ERCOT, are saying, and shout out to the brother Rock Call for this article. You know, shout out, the brother threw it in the chat. Shout out to that brother. It says the people who take care of the power grid, called ERCOT, are saying that if things go really bad, there might be times when some areas won't have electricity, and they call it rolling blackouts. Now, again, we have been talking about these rolling blackouts or blackouts for months. They're just using the power grid to begin a lot of these things, man. It says ERCOT asks companies that own older plants to start them up again before winter. They wanted to make sure we have enough electricity when it's cold, but unfortunately, many companies not many companies did what ERCOT asked. And you know, it goes on, but again, they talk about it, man. This January, talking about blackouts supposed to come. You see? So there's something to look out for. Like I say, Ephesians said, keep our head on the swivel, be circumspect, because many things on the rise, the Lord judgment on the rise. You know, many things at any time could happen. You know, it says, remember Klaus Schwab and them said the year of polycrisis. You know, so a lot of things are set to take place, man. But you got us acquire whatever you had. That's pretty much it on that. I'll throw it in the chat.
No, I mean, you think about it. And they want everybody in 15-minute cities, which are purely electrical. So you telling me them 15-minute cities gonna have rolling blackouts? No, they gonna have it to where it's running constantly because we gonna be, if they even had time to get that shit off the ground, whoever's in those cities gonna be on constant surveillance. They're not gonna dare let the electricity run out in those 15-minute cities. So why people can't get that same shit in their homes? You know, but just imagine you in a 15-minute city. You know, you don't have no fireplace. Thanks to ESG, you can't burn wood, even if you did have a fireplace. So, and I'm painting this picture just so you can know that this is what they want: complete control. Once they can get you in the grid, in the Internet of Things, they can completely control you. This is the whole purpose of all of this shit. Oh yeah, we got to have rolling blackouts now, but I guarantee you get them 15-minute cities going, it won't be no rolling blackouts.
Right.
But they don't count on people to think, because they know most of us came up in the bullshit public school, you know, the public school system. And most people don't think. Some people are incapable of thinking, others are too lazy to think. But laziness comes with a price. But go ahead.
Yeah, that was pretty much it on that. Like I said, the main topic. I know we had this video going into the Lord judgments. You know that the screams that the elder Karatas I had on this video, and I know we had this vid of Netanyahu. Other than that, that was pretty much it. I don't know if you want to kind of wind it down.
Yeah, we don't have to go Netanyahu, but you know, just on that on the Tesla situation, it's the same thing. You know, this man technology is bullshit. Why would you? I don't get that. You people want to self-driving car and all this shit and that shit. Yeah, go ahead. Y'all be looking in the video screens, backing up and shit. I'm old school. I turn around. And my grandfather told me, you turn around and look. You know, you put your hand on the passenger seat, you turn and you look. That's how I was taught how to back up. And still to this day, even if it's a camera, a backup camera on the car, I ain't looking at that shit. You know, I don't trust this man's technology. We, the Hebrew Israelites, are the top technology on the face of this earth. All right. But the Most High had brought us low. But he's getting ready to raise us back up, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Esau's supercomputers, all of his internet won't come close to us. When the Lord when the Lord raise up that standard, it's a done deal. When brothers get them spiritual powers, it's a done deal. When Yahushua crack them clouds, it's all over for this place. But yeah, go ahead, brother. I mean, that's music to my ears. I listened to that shit about 3-4 times this morning.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and play it. So this from the elder Karachas out in Vegas, his channel GMS Vegas Sit Downs 144K. It says, I'm sure brothers, you know, Akim Aqua out that seen it. But it says, fear the Lord indeed. He's called the King of Terrors for a reason. That's this guy, this Israelite. I guess it was in a Tesla and it caught fire, crashed out, and burnt up, and he got caught in a flame. But just to show, like, these are the beginning of horrific judgments that the world about to see, man. But I'll go ahead and play it. Let me make sure it's playing. I'll go ahead and play it.
in torment, in anguish. Just to give a glimpse, let me just play a little bit of it. And you hear it in his voice.
Con, you got it.
Con. Yeah. Hey, the Lord he ain't never lied. The Most High ain't never lied to nobody. He told you what was gonna come. Y'all mocked and scoffed the prophets. Yeah, the Lord said we was gonna have the last laugh. I don't sit here and shed no tears for no wicked niggas.
Right.
You know? Time for judgment, it's time for judgment. If I gotta be judged, I gotta be judged. There ain't no getting around it. And what should I do? So, Lord, you was wrong, Lord. No, the Most High is on point as always. Roasted his ass like a goddamn Christmas turkey.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I bring out 1 Peter 4:12 because it speaks about, well, let me read what 4:17 Salakia. And it says 1 Peter 4:17, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And that's with the elect. Or those, the hopeful elect. Those claiming to be in the truth. But then after that, who's next? The 2/3. Because who's going to be last? Well, the 2/3 going to get judged along with the heathen, come Jacob's trouble and all of that. And then Esau, the elites of Esau, they're going to be the last to get that judgment. So it starts with us, the hopeful elect. We got to go through this process. Our judgment is that we get purified, or the Lord bug us out, cast us back out in the world, and await our judgment, which could be it could very well be that. But it may not be a Tesla. You might be asleep in your house, your space heat on, and the whole house go up. It could be anything. But judgment beginning at the house of the Most High is he's got to get us in order. He's got to get the hopeful elect in order. Then judgment goes to the 2/3 and the heathens and ultimately Esau. There's just an order to it, that's all. So it says, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what does it say? What shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel? I guarantee that dude was not obeying the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And if you was once in this truth and then you done fell out, man, I'd be on pins and needles. I'd be walking on eggshell. I'd be bugged out of my mind, scared. I don't see how they do it, but yeah, that was all I had. That shit, bro. All the niggas talk, that did all that mocking and scoffing. That's what that brings. That's what that brings. But go, you got it out.
I'll bring a couple out from the comment board and we can end it. This GMS Spiritual Arc 144. Zephaniah 3 and 5. It says, the just Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity, and every morning doeth he bring his judgment to light. Faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Every morning, every day is go, and look, especially from here on out, it's gonna be new things that's gonna happen. Man, it's gonna be things, you know, brothers, apostles, and elders gonna be doing videos on how this person died, how this person got judged. It's gonna be so shocking. Why? Because we coming into a new era of things, man. The Lord really about to show his power. So it said, morning do if he bring his judgment to light, he faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. The brother Iraq Recall had one. Sirach 39 and 28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Come on, man. And we definitely living in that time. Many
That's
spirits
right.
out there. Uh-huh.
Right.
Many spirits. Mm-hmm.
Go
Yep.
ahead.
Many spirits out there that it ain't just got to be a spirit of a newly created creature. No, he could put a spirit on somebody to bring death in the world. Like Apostle Kabal often bring up Jeffrey Dahmer. He could put spirits on animals. He can use the elements, man. When he said fire and hell, that's an element. But the point is, all these things were created mainly for the times we live in. So don't be surprised or shocked when we start to see a lot of these new judgments that's going to be taking place. It says, teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction, man. And that's who these things are for, the wicked. It says, like the elder was just saying, I guarantee that dude who was burning in the car wasn't of the elect. You feel me? He wasn't of the elect. You know, the Most High ain't gonna let the elect go out like that. So what happened to him was rightfully so. Well, the brother got it up here. I'm gonna get that Job real quick, but brother's got some heat. Let's finish this. It says, they shall rejoice in his commandment and shall be ready upon earth when need is. So these spirits already own people. They just haven't, the Most High haven't turned them on yet. He haven't triggered them to do what they was made for. But when the moment comes, it could be a triggering event. You cut somebody off in traffic. That could be the moment that the Most High trigger that psychopath in that individual. That spirit that's created in him might be turned on at that moment. You might be in a store or going out to a bar. That night, the Most High will trigger that psychopath, that school shooter, right? To do something in the store. Win them times, man. It's the point.
Yeah, good point.
It says, they shall rejoice in his commandment and shall be ready upon earth when need is. So these spirits in the earth, they just got to happen at a specific time. It says, when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word, man. I get a few more. Just Job 4 and 7. It says, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous ever cut off? And any times, Aquan, you got it.
That's right, bro. Yeah, them the precepts right there. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, verse 8, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness shall reap the same, man. So we truly in this thing to serve the Lord. Look, although we in this world, so it's things that we gonna see that's gonna shake us up. But we shouldn't really fear the time that's coming. Because one, we needed to come, and two, we was told we was gonna be spared from it. These things are for the wicked, man. Hard times and destruction and perils, so on and so forth, are for the wicked, those who not serving the Lord. And we'll end it off with this. The brother Virgin Island, 2 Corinthians 5 and 11, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, it says, we persuade men.
Classic.
That's that mic drop right there. That's that Selah. 2 Corinthians 5 and 11, therefore, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. And this are those who were saved in times past and those who will be saved now. They was persuaded to serve the Lord by the terror which he bringing, man. And we talking about the terrifying things that's coming on the earth by the Lord. This should persuade us to hop on a bandwagon before times get hard. It says, but we are made manifest unto the Most High, and our trust also are made manifest unto your conscience, man. But that's pretty much it, Zaquan. You know, you can take us out. You know, hey, the water for tuning in. Lord willing, this was, you know, lesson was edifying. But you got us, Zaquan.
That's it, man. We pray that you brothers and sisters were edified, you know, in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah through this lesson. All right. Hey, to the next one, you know, we're gonna keep pushing on. So, hey, Lord willing, we see y'all here next week if the Most High allow, if it be His will. And till then, hey, we're gonna say again, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim
Yahweh Shah, Bashim Rachakwadash.
The honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Yaki Armata, the hope elect, and the 144,000, whoever they may be. All right, shalom to y'all. Shalom.
Shalom.